All right, let's get started. What if the world turned to gold? What if the world turned to gold? Let's see.
Dark Labs, we only work on the most important scientific problems like, what if we nuke stuff? Or how about we make this
Sorry.
elephant explode? Or who could forget, look at this thing, it's really big. Continuing this proud tradition, let's explore the scientific mystery of what would happen to you if Earth suddenly turned into gold. The Midas Apocalypse, based on the ancient tale of King Midas, who was cursed.
That's such a random
everything
question.
he touched turned into gold. Before we can explore this scenario with science, we'll first define the premise. Midas's curse is a very special phenomenon called magic, which allows us to modify physics. So what happens when Midas touches something and it turns to gold?
It turns to gold. Wouldn't the weight be added to it and there would be like...
An atom of gold has 79 protons and 118 neutrons in its nucleus. The electric force of the protons on the electrons around them shapes the atom and gives gold its chemical properties, like that it doesn't rust and that it's kind of shiny and bendy. So, to make not gold into gold...
What's the purpose of gold? It's just something that looks nice and that's why it's expensive, right? So dumb.
we have to change atoms. Let's say Midas touches a duck. All the light elements like hydrogen, carbon and oxygen gain electrons and protons and neutrons to become gold. Not only is the duck suddenly 33 times more massive, it's also much too
Jesus
dense.
Christ.
The gold atoms are far closer
that duck
together
is
than they
dead.
like and repel each other violently, causing the golden duck to explode with the energy of half a ton of TNT, leaving only gold dust and a very dead Midas. This is clear.
It would make it explode? That's kind of cool.
That are already present and simply rearranges all particles in the matter he touches into gold. No matter is created or destroyed. Instead, atoms dissolve.
Jesus, this man is just gleefully killing animals. Look at his face. God damn. Brown people, am I right? Oh my god.
Electrons are reassembled to make gold. However, gold is very dense, about 20 times denser than a duck.
Yeah.
Without adding any matter, the gold duck would be a very awkward kind of foamy gold with lots of tiny microscopic gaps. This is funky and doesn't explode, which is progress.
Wait, why does the duck not explode and the other animal does?
Gold is very dense, about 20 times denser than a duck.
I don't get it.
Without adding
the duck
any
looks
matter,
very happy.
Duck would be
That's
a very
true. That's a good point. Was the first situation if you're adding matter, and the second situation if you're not adding matter, because matter can't be created or destroyed or whatever? Is that why the difference? For the other one, all the atoms became gold, which made them too close together, so it exploded. But in this case, they reassembled to become gold too, no?
A very awkward kind of gold with lots of tiny microscopic gaps.
Nice visuals, though.
Explode, which is progress.
Progress.
Now that we've
so many British
a
people.
Sort of magic that works. What would happen if Midas?
Oh, okay. So they just changed the magicness of it, I think.
Stumbles. What if he touches Earth itself?
Okay. First of all, technically, if it's touching the duck, okay, this is dumb because if it touches the duck, then the duck becomes gold, but wouldn't the floor become gold because the duck is touching the floor and then the whole earth would become gold? Like, it doesn't make sense.
Let's freeze time for just a moment and rearrange all the matter in the earth. Just like the duck, the earth is now solid gold, but with many...
How about water, huh? Why is the water still water? These are the questions that humanity never asks itself.
A spongy planet is not a thing that can exist, as gravity compresses Earth, squeezing it together to close up the gaps.
Okay.
As a result, the Earth contracts, shrinking to 2/3 of its radius.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
If you're standing on Earth's surface, you'll suddenly find yourself in freefall, like on a roller coaster, as the ground sinks away beneath you. But since the ground is falling too, it doesn't move away from you. It feels like someone turned off gravity, and you and everything else would begin to float.
What?
But the ride doesn't last forever. It takes only 10 minutes for everything to crash down, and a weird 10 minutes it is indeed.
Wait, so wouldn't like everyone just die?
Then, as abruptly as it started, it stops. The collapsing Earth has reached its desired size, and gravity is suddenly turned back on.
First of all, how would he know that it takes 10 minutes for this to happen? Is it because 9.8 mil per second or whatever for gravity falling? Oh, it's probably that. Why is there a duck chained to a rock? What the hell's going on?
Abruptly as it started, it stops. The collapsing Earth has reached its desired size, and gravity is suddenly turned back on for you. Hopefully you enjoyed your minutes of floating, because the ground and you with it crash into the planet at 30,000 kilometers an hour, making your body splatter like a water balloon.
Jesus.
In one instant, basically all of humanity gets smashed into red puddles.
Wait, how about airplanes? People in airplanes, what would happen to them? Would all of you, how about people in the basement that just get, you know, pushed up to their ceilings, you know? How about people who are chained to their bed because they're with their partner and their partner is, you know, doing the sexy times and they're chained to their bed and they don't go up? How about those people? You know? How about no, not everyone is dead. Stupid video.
This is only the start of our problems though, since Earth imploded supersonically. The kinetic energy of the implosion is basically equivalent to detonating a planet made of TNT.
Oh, okay, never mind. Everyone dies.
Crushed together under incredible forces, Earth's core reaches 1,000,000 degrees Celsius, a temperature closer to the core of a star than anything we're used to finding on Earth.
Bro, you can tell these guys were bored and had no content to make. Like, this is such a random... Oh, this is pretty cool, though, but, you know, it's random.
As the Earth crashes into itself, it generates an enormously powerful shockwave which plows upwards, catapulting the atmosphere up and off. The Earth's surface temperature reaches hundreds of thousands of degrees, and everything on it is instantly vaporized to a fluffy plasma cloud that starts to expand, but not by much.
Jesus. This is climate change next year.
Many of the atoms that may have been new get mixed into this cloud, while others boil off, escaping from the atmosphere. The golden plasma outshines the sun, while the enormous radiation lifts tons of material off into space. Over the coming days, the plasma cloud cools and eventually freezes into a shiny little golden ball.
That's so cool how when things cool, they're hot and then they cool and they freeze. That's math.
Maybe this type of magic doesn't work. So if replacing atoms made the Earth so overdense that it exploded, and disassembling and reassembling atoms made the Earth so underdense that it imploded, there must be a sweet spot where the Earth does neither. What if Midas's power is such that an object is suddenly replaced by an object with the same volume, made from solid gold?
Jesus.
That magic is a little bit more magic and cuts a few extra corners, but let's see where this leads us. So, Midas stumbles again. Even though our new pure gold Earth is not expanding or contracting, it's suddenly much more massive. The density of gold is 3.5 times greater than the Earth, meaning the Earth is going to get 3.5 times more massive.
That's probably bad.
For starters, everyone now has to contend with surface gravity that is more than 3 times stronger. So if you're not a champion weightlifter who's used to carrying around a few times your body weight on your shoulders,
you're probably going
to be slammed to the ground by your own weight. Depending on where you were when Earth turned into gold, this alone could seriously hurt or even kill you.
True.
Trees and artificial structures collapse under stress they were never meant to sustain, while birds and planes and all things that were able to fly or float splash to the ground all around you.
Most of us would die.
And you're not the only thing weighed down by the greater gravity. The weight of the atmosphere and also atmospheric pressure nearly quadruples, which
this is like the opposite of going to the moon. Better than bad.
is a bad thing if you like living. On its own, this won't kill you. Scuba divers can comfortably breathe air at these pressures for a while, but unfortunately squeezing the atmosphere this much raises its temperature to 150 degrees Celsius, which is like the insides of an oven.
Right.
The entire Earth's surface bakes.
Oh, look, Australia. I'm just joking. I'm joking. Bad joke. Bad joke. Too soon. Too soon.
Roasting anything and everything. There is no escape. Gold may be a metal, but it's about 3 times weaker than steel and also very malleable,
Gold
which
is
makes it very
3 times
bad
weaker
mountain
than
material.
steel?
The tallest mountains that can be supported are now only about 2 kilometers high, so whole ranges compress as their own weight basically crushes their base.
Jesus.
It's hard to say what happens here. We're probably in for giant earthquakes and landslides as the planet is squeezed into a new shape.
Jesus.
And it's not just mountain ranges. The differences between the continents and the ocean floor level out, causing the ocean basins to overflow, sending massive tidal waves over the Earth's surface. What remains is a planet made of gold, entirely...
Oh, subtitles wrong.
surface.
Subtitles wrong.
What remains
What an
is
idiot. Look at that. What remains is a planet made from gold. No, you said of gold. Ha, Gotti. Stupid video. Dislike. Unsubscribe. Dumb video. That's so... Bro, it was a joke. It's just a joke. It's a joke. Okay? It's just a joke.
Planet made of gold, entirely covered by an ocean 3 kilometers deep, a super hot atmosphere, and a lot of dead people. Okay. There may be a lesson to take away here, but we're not sure what it is. We did all the maths, though. It's in our sources document if you want to take a look.
Oh,
if you
cool.
learned anything in this video, let us know what it was.
I learned that you don't want the world to turn to gold.
Like,
comment,
and subscribe.
So to answer your question, officer, no, I did not punch that kid.
It would have been funny if he said, no, I did not touch that kid.